Good morning, High Button sports fans. Welcome inside the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center as we get set for will no doubt be another exciting game between the visiting Lindsay Surge and the hometown Cape Breton Lynx as we are getting set to start game number 4 in this best-of-5 series between these two teams. Cape Breton currently leading the series 2-1. Lindsay Surge getting back into the series with a 2-0 victory here in Member 2 yesterday evening. And based on that shutout win, it comes as no surprise that number 31, Rebecca LeBlanc, gets the start between the pipes for the Surge after a 34-save shutout performance. A lot of those saves coming on the penalty kill as the Surge got into some penalty trouble in the second period, but Rebecca LeBlanc steady in net for the Surge, preserving the win, the shutout, and she will get the start today. Also getting the nod again for the Lynx, number 31, Ellie Power, will get the start. She had a shutout in game number 2. She was solid yesterday as well. But again, the Surge came to play yesterday, and they will look to do the same again as we are off. Game 4. And right out of the gates, the Surge get a little break here. It's Ellie Eisner over for Robertson. Shot, save Power. Hard test for Power for her first shot of the game, but now Landry off her shin pads. 2-on-1, tries to feed Lawan, but it hits a stick up and over. What a pace to start this one. Austin in on the forecheck, trying to get a turnover there, jammed up against the half wall. Now the Surge will gain control and get set up, trying to break out of their own zone. Up the half wall they go. That progress impeded there by McLean. Battle ensues in the neutral zone. Still trying to get that puck free. Now it will go back to Mary McLean. DD pass for Gabriel, and she'll hit McEachran on the far side. McEachran throws it towards net. LeBlanc will cover up and take the face-off. What action to start this one. Grade A opportunity for Nevaeh Robertson. Ellie Power with a massive save very early on in this one. Surge win the draw, rimming around. Andrews pinches in, trying to keep it alive now. Mitchell will skate it out to the red line and in. Buffett gives chase. Her and Vickers collide in behind the goal. Surge control. Circling the top of the circles now. Takes a shot. That one just goes wide. Tran jumps in off the line. Chips it down low for Buffett. She'll circle around once again. Thrown out front into the skates of McCormick, which allows Vickers a chance to skate it out. Played ahead for Brown. That will be tipped up and out of play. The Lindsay Surge once again facing elimination here in a must-win game against the Cape Breton Lynx. Neutral zone draw is won by the Lynx. Morrell gets to the red line, rims it in behind the goal. Cremo gives chase, but the Surge will get that, get it down the ice. This one will have enough for icing. Face-off will come back inside the Surge territory. Loud and boisterous crowd here last night, and they're bringing the noise once again here, supporting their teams. Fantastic to see. In behind the goal now, that's going to hop over the stick. On a clear break, here's Sangster. Sangster backhand Power, the save. And there is no rebound. Surge players blow in the zone and get a lucky bounce over the stick of the Lynx defenders. Alexandra Sangster almost burying the game's first goal. Draw one by the Surge. D-to-D pass over for Mitchell. That's blocked by Lawan. Mitchell will take another shot. This one goes wide. McLean chips it off the boards, ahead for Landry. She'll dump it in, and Lawan starts to give chase. Lawan still back there trying to cause a disruption. Now it's ahead for Buffett. Played ahead for Leckie. Forward progress impeded, now battling along the red line. Kick back to Mitchell. She'll get to the red line, throw it towards goal. Power will redirect that to the corner. Surge in it once again, Gibbs shot. Save Power once again. In behind the goal, Austin. Battling along the boards there with Leckie. Now it's thrown cross corner to McLean's corner. She'll get it up and out of the zone. And our apologies, folks. Some technical difficulties here at the rink, but hopefully we are back up, providing you with this action from this U18 playoff game between the Surge and the Lynx. Still no score. 6:33 to go here in the first period. In a tight battle, shots 9-4 favoring the Surge. So you haven't missed any goals, as both these teams looking to come away with big victories here today. Rosong in low, rimmed around. Now Brown will chip it out into the neutral zone. Will this have enough for icing? And it will. Kind of to the dismay of a few fans here in support. Nevertheless, face off, coming back inside Lynx territory to the left of Ellie Power. Ellie Eisner in to take the draw here against Layla Austin. Lynx win that draw. Austin's been great in the face-off circle so far both games here in member 2. Up top, Lynx. Gibbs winds and fires. That one just goes wide. Brown. Gibbs pinches in off the line, keeps the play alive, tries to get it in deep, but McLean will skate it out for the Lynx. She'll get to the red line, fire that towards goal. LeBlanc will leave it there. The Surge will start a breakout. Rosong flips it towards goal, takes a funny hop. Power follows that down the ice and will hold on for the face-off. Face off now to the right of Ellie Power. As Maya McCormick in to take the draw here, and she'll win it for the Surge. Back to Mitchell. She'll throw it towards goal, hits a shin pad on the way there. And now the Lynx will just chip it out of the zone. Mitchell spins off the forecheck, feeds it ahead for McCormick. Over the blue line, McCormick with a move, shot, power, turned aside, still out front. Cleared away by the Lynx. And here comes McNeil, up the line. Takes it down wide into the corner, knocked off her stick. Pinching in there is Andrews. But rimmed around, good read by Gabriel. Jumping in off the line, breaking up the breakout pass. McLean, shot, that one goes wide. In behind the goal now is Landry. Tries to reverse back to Lawan, not able to do so. The Surge will try and play it up the wall. They'll try again. Now they'll get it out. Chipped into the feet of the Lynx player, McLean. Thrown towards goal. LeBlanc will leave it there for Tran. Tran off the glass and out. Skating onto it now. Sangster, great stick in the lane by McLean. Breaks up the 2-on-1. Tran over for Sangster. She's stopped up at the blue line. Her efforts to dump it in deep end up in the Cape Breton Lynx bench, and we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone. Draw one by the Lynx. D-to-D pass, and Vickers will skate it into the zone. Chips it down into the corner. Austin is there, trying to get the puck free. Sangster will try and work it up the half wall and get it out of the zone. Not able to do so. Surge now turn and fire it into the neutral zone, but the Lynx turn it right back into the offensive zone. Played ahead, here's London. 1-on-2 as her teammates are on a change. London takes a shot, power, turns that aside. Vickers tries to skate it out. Instead, it ends up on the stick of Rosong, but Lawan will stop that, chip it ahead. Now Landry, 1-on-1. Ava Landry cuts to the middle of the ice. Not able to get past the defender. And that puck will trickle down to LeBlanc. She'll jump on it for the face-off. .246 to play here in the opening period. Still no score. Cassie Cremo wins the draw for the Lynx. Gabriel's shot. That one goes wide. Cremo rims it around in behind. Landry, chips it down low. Gabriel pinches off the blue line to cut off the half wall. But instead it's going to be Lecky. Ahead for Vautour, back to Lecky. Lecky shot, scores! Chloe Lecky and Reese Vautour on the 2-on-1. Vautour sets it up nicely. Lecky finishes off the play. And the Surge jump out to a 1-0 lead late in the first period. Played ahead now. Lynx have been shut out for 3 straight periods. They don't want to make it 4. They've got 2 minutes to go. McGinnis ahead for Brown, knocked off her stick. And offsides at the blue line are the Surge. It's the big line for the Surge, comes out here after the goal. Eisner, Poirier, and Robertson. Now Mitchell. Rims it around. Vickers will go back to pick it up. She'll rim it around, but not out. Kept in at the line by Nedelku. And the Lynx will once again try. Dumped in far corner. Once again, Vickers will pick it up and skate it out. Through the neutral zone. Here's Vickers. Cuts to the middle. Shot off a shin pad. Doesn't make it to goal. Thrown out front. Austin scores! Jade Vickers skates it up the ice, makes the play. And it's a rebound in front. And Layla Austin jumps all over it, pokes it upstairs. And a quick reply from the Lynx. I just mentioned it. They didn't want to go 4 periods of being shut out. And they don't. Tie game. And we are down to the final minute of play. In the first period, a great response shift from the Lynx. Now here's McGinnis. Watched very closely there. Here's Lecky, the goal scorer. Thrown out front. Hits a stick, goes all the way over. Lawan chips it out. Under a minute to go. Played up. Landry drops it back for McLean. Over for Gabriel. Played ahead. That one just over the stick of Cremo. Down to LeBlanc. And she will hold on. Yesterday was such an entertaining game between these two teams. We knew it would be the same thing here today, and it hasn't disappointed yet. Chipped off the glass and out. McLean back to get it, but too far. Icing will be the call. $30 to go here. In the first period, offensive zone draw, and Avery McNeil in to take it for the Lynx. Into the corner it goes. Trying to hold it up against the wall, but McEachran will get that free. Up top for Vickers. Her shot just goes wide. Trying to find a stick or a skate or a shin pad, something in front, but instead, back behind the goal it goes. Now coming in, here's Brown's shot. That one doesn't make it through a sea of white jerseys in front of LeBlanc. They'll try once again. Great effort here from the Lynx to end the period, and that will do it after 20. Another entertaining 20 minutes of hockey between these two teams. We are deadlocked at 1 apiece as we head into the first intermission. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this brief intermission. And welcome back as we get set here for second period action between the Lynx and the Surge in a very entertaining game once again between these two teams. Once again, our apologies for the technical difficulties in the first period, but we got you back up just in time as the goal scoring started. As the Lynx will dump it in off the face-off, but now Eisner chips it into the neutral zone. Rather than Gabriel back to retrieve. Tries a cross-ice pass, doesn't connect. And now Mitchell feeds that up, but a good read by McLean, breaking that play up. Battle along the wall. Austin, the goal scorer, feeds it ahead for Lawand. She can't get it in deep. And it's out into the neutral zone as Austin will throw it in and start a change for the Lynx. That gives the Surge some time to regroup. Nedelku can't throw it in past the stick of McGinnis. Tries to feed Brown. That doesn't connect, and here come the Surge. Once again, that shot blocked by Morel. Played up the wall, now ahead for Brown. 1-on-2, help coming for the Lynx. Brown gets around Rassong. Now London. Can't get it past the skate of McNeil. Now played ahead here, Sangster with a burst of speed, but Andrews cuts off the lane to the net, and behind the net it goes. Vickers up the wall, can't get it past. Now Cremo skating onto it, 2-on-1 developing. Cremo, her shot. LeBlanc the save. Good burst of speed there by Cassie Cremo. As the Lynx looking for that go-ahead goal. 14-7 now, shots on goal favoring the Surge. As the Surge win the draw there by McCormick. Played ahead, here's Kim. Up the wall, but not out. Now, played ahead for Joseph. McLean knocks that off her stick and into the corner. Joseph and McLean battle. Still with it now. Joseph circles up top. Her shot tipped. Rebound. Power gets across, gets a pad down. And the Lynx will throw it the length of the ice for icing. Close call there for the Lynx. A tipped shot from the point. Allie Power had to be reactionary there to find that puck. Face off now coming up to the left of Power. Cremo in to take the draw. She'll win that back. Perush tries to get out of the zone, but Kim keeps it in at the line for the Surge. McCormick down low for Joseph. Still with it now is McCormick. Perush breaks that up, gets it out of the zone. Kim to Tran. And back into the zone. It's fired in by Robertson. Icing once again against the Lynx, as they now have a tired group on the ice. Cremo, Perush, and Gioni stuck out here now for 2 consecutive icing calls. Cremo tries to gather herself here for a big face-off. And she'll win it once again. Big draw win there for the Lynx. Now Gabriel ahead for Angioni. Chips it ahead. Doesn't connect. That's an opportunity for the Lynx to make a much needed line change. Leckie, forward progress stopped by McGinnis, who throws it right back in. Mitchell back to get it, ahead for Leckie. She'll circle back in her own zone. Penalty coming up here to the Lynx. It's going to be a tripping call against Layla Austin as she got her stick into the feet of Chloe Leckie. So the two goal scorers combined for a penalty. And we will see the game's first power play. Lindsay Surge going to the power play here early in the second period. Draw one by the Lynx, and that's rimmed around by Vickers. Up top, here's Eisner. Over for Rosong. That shot, power to save, jumps on the rebound. This is a good box out in front by the Lynx defenders. Not allowing a clear shot on goal as Power finds that rebound and gets a much-needed face-off. Landry in on the draw. She'll win that back. Onto the boards, Vickers rims it back around. And the Lynx will clear it down the ice. Landry forcing the issue here behind the Surge net. Eisner tries to feed it out front. That hits the skate of McGinnis. Into the corner it goes. McCormick. McEachran will find that and send it the length of the ice once again. 1 minute to go here in the power play for the Surge. Chipped in, Poirier can't get to it first as Gabriel will collect it and once again send it the length of the ice. Here's McEachran. LeBlanc sees the pressure coming from McEachran. McEachran still on it now. A good forecheck there. But now skating it out here is Leckie. Over for Poirier. Cross ice feed for Joseph. But again, good sticks by the defenders, pushing them to the outside up top. Trying to find Poirier on the half wall. Tran will come in and keep that play alive, thrown out front again. Another good stick. Lawan will clear it away, and we're down to 10 seconds left on the Surge power play. Cross ice pass, ends up on the stick of Vickers. Clears it up, penalty over, team's back to even strength. Great job by the penalty killing unit of the Lynx, not letting any dangerous scoring opportunities on that PK. Now Austin will skate it in and leave it there for Perouche. Lynx on a bit of a change, so Perouche throws it for McGinnis shot. LeBlanc the save. Sangster. She'll pick it up, skate it up the wall. Still with it now, she'll get to the blue line and dump it in. Vickers punches it up the wall, but thrown back in now. Here's McGinnis. Up for Perouche. She's trying to get to the red line to get it in deep, but Austin comes in as support. McGinnis for Vickers. Red line and in. LeBlanc out to play it, leaves it there for Rosong. She'll wind it up through her own zone, now through the neutral zone. Here's Rosong into the offensive zone, chips it in behind goal. And then Gabriel try and rim it around for Angioni. She's met by a couple white shirts. As the Surge look to go on the forecheck, but now punched ahead, Angioni in a foot race. She'll win there, pull up, wait for some support, thrown out front, but Sangster breaks that play up and she'll skate it out. She's all alone, so she'll dump it in and finish the change that the Surge has started, which allows Gabriel a chance to skate it out herself now. Cross ice feed for Angioni. As she dumps it in now, the Lynx will start a change. Robertson, 1-on-4, not able to get to the middle of the ice, but turned over there by Cremo. That shot off a shin pad. Robertson's still on it. Lawans can't get there first. It's thrown towards Power, and she will cover up. Neither team wanting to make a mistake right now. A lot on the line in this one. Face off coming up to the right of Power, won by Austin. Once again, very good in the face-off dot. These last couple games has been Layla Austin. Robertson can't get past McGinnis, and Austin will find it and throw it back into the Surge zone. Back to get it is Mitchell. And Adelku has a peek, plays it up the wall. And Morel back to retrieve. Watched very closely there by the Surge forecheck. D pass, now McGinnis. She'll fan on the shot, pick it up once again. Off the glass, and here's Landry. Landry's shot. That one just trickled wide. Thrown away there by Brown. Her shot hits a couple shirts on the way towards goal and doesn't quite make it there. Now chipped ahead. Here's Vautour with a burst of speed. But Gabriel does a great job getting back now. She skates it through the neutral zone. Rylan Gabriel still with it. Had to be close there for offsides, but play on. Behind the Surge net. Here's London. Chips it, but McLean with a good stick. Gets it back. Brown off the boards. Not deep. Now Morel in there. Or McNeil, sorry. As Lecky will pick it up and skate it out. Eisner chips it back down low for Lecky. Instead, it's going to go all the way around. And Andrews will get to the red line and dump it in. Rosong shakes off Angioni. Now here's Cremo with the secondary push. Rosong can't get it in deep, and McGinnis tries to feather it through the middle of the ice. Can't get that through. They'll try again. Here's Cremo. Back checking hard there from Mitchell. She'll break that play up. Cremo still with it now. Tries to throw it towards goal. Ends up behind Perouche. Up top for Morel. Over for McGinnis. And the Surge will try again. Joseph gets to the blue line. Morel pushes her to the outside. Chipped in behind goal. Eisner, first one on it. Up top for Tran. In the middle of the ice, that hits a shin pad. McCormick. She can't get it towards goal as McGinnis battles with Joseph in behind. As McCormick comes in as the secondary layer to help out. London. Good back check through the neutral zone. Here's Morel. Watched closely there by Sangster. As Kim will skate it to the red line and dump it in. Back corner Morel. Feeds it into the neutral zone. As they say now, the puck hit a player. In the bench, and the face-off will come inside Lynx territory. Coming up to the right of Ellie Power. Eisner and McNeil line up for the draw. Won by the Surge. Thrown out front. Power swipes that away as Brown tries to play it ahead. Doesn't connect, and this will go the length of the ice for icing. We're into the second half of the second period. Still deadlocked at 1. And game 4 between the Lynx and the Surge in a best of 5. The Lynx holding a 2-1 edge in games. Eisner tries to poke it ahead on the face-off. The Lynx break that up, and Brown will chip it ahead. Another icing call. And the face-off will once again come back deep inside the Lynx territory. Once again, Eisner and McNeil in on the face-off. Draw one by the Lynx, rimmed around. McEachran chips it out, and Brown will skate onto it. Brown going wide, got McNeil going to the net, still with it now is Brown. Now they try and jam it out front. Puck still loose. Referee will blow the whistle. As the referee lost sight of the puck. So blows the whistle, blows the play dead. Good opportunity for the Lynx right there. 8:07 to go here in the second period. As Eisner will get thrown out of the face-off circle. Poirier will come in to take it against Angioni. Lynx win the draw, back for Andrews. Sees she doesn't have a shot towards goal, so chips it into the corner. Now back up top, Vickers' shot. LeBlanc finds that through traffic and will make the save. We saw this yesterday with the Lynx. Their game plan seems to be with a goaltender as good as Rebecca LeBlanc. They want to get traffic in front of the net, so they just put bodies in front. Vickers throws it in. Cremo. Rimmed around back. Rosong back to retrieve. Little bit of space now. Played ahead for Leckie. Through the neutral zone. Leckie plays it over. Thrown out front just out of the reach of Leckie. Now here's Cremo. 2-on-1 with Angioni. Cassie Cremo shot. Save. LeBlanc. Couple opportunities now on 2-on-1 bids for the Lynx. Cremo a beneficiary of both. But Rebecca LeBlanc, like yesterday, once again, very dialed in here today. Played ahead, Austin. Tries to skate onto it. Not able to do so. Morrell rims it back in. McGinnis tries to cut that play down. Ahead for Poirier. Morrell is on top of her. Through the neutral zone, through the middle of the ice. Surge still on it now, throw it out front, jumps over the stick of Joseph. The Lynx are able to clear it. Landry tries to get that in deep, but that's broken up and skated out of the zone by the Surge. That shot off a shin pad into the corner. Morrell off the glass, but not out. London. In behind for Sangster. Off the boards, up top for Tran. Back to Sangster. Jumps over her stick. McLean. She'll pick it up, rim it around, but not out. Kept in at the line by Kim. Throw it out front. Power gets a stick on it. And here's the aggressive forecheck we saw yesterday of the Surge. Offensive zone time starting to mount. That shot, Power will grab that and make the save. As the Surge looking for the go-ahead goal. Getting aggressive in the offensive zone, causing turnovers. Eisner and Cremo in on the draw. Back for Robertson, that shot hits a couple sticks before just ended up on the side of the goal. Cremo and Robertson now in battle in the corner. Here's the Surge once again. Up top, shot goes wide. McLean will bat it out of the zone. Far enough, no icing. Gibbs loses a wheel. Brown shot. That misses the net and heads out of the zone. Once again, here's Brown. Second chance, gets it in deep. Rosong off the boards, but not out. Thrown back in by Vickers. Back to get it is Gibbs. Up for Vautour. Trying to find Robertson cutting through the middle of the ice. Vickers ahead for Perouche. Rosong reads that play. Played ahead, no one there now. Perouche will try and beat out the icing call. She'll do just that. Up ahead, Lecky. Cross ice dump as Buffett will skate onto it. And Andrews tries to skate it out. Or Morel, and she'll try again. Ahead for Perouche. Shot off a shin pad, still in the high slot. Now, chipped ahead and Joseph. But Morel is there to clean it up. Penalty coming up here to McGinnis. McGinnis will get the gate. Roughing will be the call. As the Surge will go to their second power play of the game. 3:50 to go here in the second. Draw one by the Surge. Here's Landry. Good effort by Ava Landry, breaking that play up, getting that puck down deep. Killing a bit of time off the clock. Cremo will read the back pass, and McLean comes in off the line. Shot, scores! Short-handed Mary Margaret McLean off some great forechecking work by the penalty kill of Landry and Cremo. And McLean with the wrist shot from the point. LeBlanc can't find it, and it goes right under her glove. Short-handed, and the Lynx jump out to a 2-1 lead. Morel, she'll find it, not out. Here's Eisner. Feels the pressure, rims it down low for Poirier. Up top for McCormick. She's watched closely by Lawan. Now here's Rosong. Shot tipped over the crossbar. Eisner for Rosong. Her shot gets through. Power with the save. Rebound still loose. And Morel will get it to the outside, but Rosong is there to keep it alive. McCormick finds it there. Lewan can't get it out. It ends up back on the stick of McCormick. Now for Eisner. Her shot, Power with the glove save. As the Surge looking for the equalizer with 37 seconds to go in the power play. Lynx win the draw, but they can't clear the zone. That pass will get out of the zone. And the Lynx will clear it down the ice. McLean dumps it right back in. Cremo skating onto it. Trying to kill the clock here, the rest of it. It's a cross ice as Landry will try and eat it along the boards, and that should do it. Penalty over, teams back to even strength. A short-handed tally by the Cape Breton Lynx. And they are up by a score of 2-1 as we come down to the final 2 minutes of the second period. Up the wall, Lewan chips it out. Tran back there for it. Lewan will pick it up again and rim it down deep. Tran. Head for Leckie, now onto the stick of Robertson. Cuts to the middle. Couple of chances by McGinnis, but now she'll get the chance to skate it out of the zone. 1 minute left here in the second. Rosong. Feeling the pressure from Austin. Will chip it into the neutral zone, but it's fired right back in by Gabriel. Back to get it is Rosong. Watched closely there by Austin. And they'll reverse and try to get out the other side, but not able to do so as McEachran will cut it off and throw it back in. Tran will now try, and they'll finally get it out into the neutral zone, but no further. Gabriel for Vickers. Cross from McEachran just out of her reach. 20 seconds now in the period. Here's Eisner. Cutting through the middle. Her and Brown collide. Eisner still with it. She'll get it in deep. 10 seconds now in the period. As Gabriel reverse to Vickers. Down the wall to Brown. Has a look at the clock. And that will do it. 40 minutes in the books here in Member 2. And after 2 periods of play on a shorthanded tally by Miriam McLean, the Cape Breton Lynx with a 2-1 edge as we get set for third period action. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this brief intermission. And welcome back to the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center as we get set for a very important third period of action here between the Lindsay Surge and the Cape Breton Lynx. Again, game 4 in this best-of-5 series between these two teams. Cape Breton lead the series 2-1 and currently leading this game 2-1. Big third period upcoming for both these teams as we get set and we are underway. Off the draw, Surge trying to get it down into the zone. Lawan will pick it up and chip it into the Surge territory. Back to retrieve, not able to get it out is Landry. Keeps that play in. Now Mitchell. Gabriel kicks that in. In behind the goal. Here's Nadalku. Played ahead just out of the reach of Poirier. And that'll go the length of the ice for icing. Face off to the left of LeBlanc. McNeil in to take the draw. And McNeil will be waved out. And McEachran will come in. In behind the Surge goal, McEachran. Hard on it. Played up the wall, Morrell. Tries to keep that in. Now McNeil with a turnover in the neutral zone. Here's Avery McNeil. Cuts to the outside, throws towards goal. Try once again, now it's rimmed around. Morrell will come off her line. Throw towards goal. Mitchell will break that up and start to skate it out. Over the red line, Mitchell. Tries to feed it across, doesn't get there. Now Morrell will get it out, but Tran right back into Lynx territory. They'll try once more. Vickers, watch closely, throw it out front. Power picks it up. What a chance there for the Surge on a turnover deep in Lynx territory. Right out in front. Vickers now. Played ahead to Perush, who tip it in. As Tran stops up. Feathers a pass through, but Andrews rims it right back in. Tran up the wall for Buffett. She'll turn and feed it ahead for Gould. Now a shot off a shin pad. As Austin will skate it out. Through the neutral zone, 1-on-3, Austin trying to cut through the defense. Gabriel down low for Lawand. Throw it out front, nobody home. McLean will come off the line, and that will be tipped up and out of play. Dangerous opportunity just moments ago for the Surge down in front of the Lynx net. Ellie Power with a big save, keeping this a 2-1 game. Lynx win the draw. McLean. No shot towards goal, so she'll feather it down into the corner. And the Surge will try and regroup and get out. Here's Gibbs. She'll skate it up to the red line and dump it in. Rimmed around London. Leaves it there for Gould. In behind the goal, now McLean. Off the glass and out. Gibbs will fire that right into the Lynx bench. Face off will come just outside the Surge territory. McNeil and Lucky line up for the face-off. Surge win the draw. Miscommunication right there. Lynx have to touch up as delayed offsides. Hand is up. Buffett chips it around Morrell and skates onto it. Cut to the middle of the ice. Buffett shot. Save Power. First one on it there is Vautour. Played out in front of the goal. Now Brown will pick it up. She can't get it out, but now Morrell will skate it out. Red line and in. Lynx will start a change. Tran. Her pass doesn't get through. Now a second chance. They will get it out. But it's turned right around once again, and Cremo will fire it in. Tran leaves it there for Mitchell as she starts to skate it out to the neutral zone and plays it ahead for Lucky. Over to Buffett. Surge will start a change, which gives Vickers an opportunity to wind it up and skate it out, and she'll do just that. Over the blue line, here's Vickers. Cuts down wide, shot, save LeBlanc. We've seen that a lot this season, the strong skating stride of Jade Vickers, able to carry that puck end to end. Layla Austin in on the draw. Again, been very good in the face-off circle these past two games, and she'll win another one. Gabriel, her shot doesn't get through, but she'll get another chance. Chips it down low, and Landry is in back with Lawand. Eisner rims it up the boards. Gabriel jumps off the blue line and pokes it back down into the corner. Eisner will try again, this time on the other side. Once again, they're turned back, but now she'll gain control and skate it out into the Lynx zone. That's as far as she'll get, although it is kept in there at the line. Almost out front, but McLean clears that. Now stick lift there, and aggressive forecheck there from Eisner, and the Lynx still can't get out. Now it's played ahead for Landry, who'll tip it ahead. Tries to skate onto it, but here comes Robertson. Nevaeh Robertson closed down quickly by McLean. Back into the corner it goes. Up top, Rosong. She'll keep it alive now. Skates into the zone. Kicked aside by Power into the corner. Surge forecheck going to work once again. Now McCormick circles in behind the goal. Up top, Gibbs. Double clutches, but still wins it back. McCormick thinks about cutting to the middle. She'll get there now, but a stick check, and the puck goes into the corner. Up the wall now, here's Vautour, shot. Another save. Power as Gibbs jumps off the line. Good zone time mounting here for the Surge as they keep the play alive in the offensive zone. But now Morrell will get a chance to get it out, and she'll do just that. Miscommunication with Landry as she was going for a change. They couldn't get that puck in deep. Vickers watched very closely there on the forecheck by London. Vickers will play it ahead for Brown, but this will go the length of the ice for icing. .13:35 in the third period. Surge looking for the equalizer. Gould in to take the draw for the Surge, but it's won by the Lynx. Vickers steps out from behind her goal, and she'll get it into the offensive zone. London gets it in, and Sangster will skate onto it. Down low it goes. Back low to high now for Mitchell. A D pass for Nedelku. Good stick by Brown. Deflects that into the corner. But it's back up top, Nedelku with a bit of space. Her shot hits a shin pad on the way to the goal and deflects into the corner. Andrews tries to go up the wall, but Sangster breaks that play up. Still on it now. Plays it up top. Here's Tran. Double clutch. Loses the handle on it, so she'll just feather it into the corner. Again, the zone time mounting for the Surge. Vickers looks for an option. Throw it out front. Giveaway, but Angioni is there, and they'll get it out of the zone. But not far enough, as they'll throw it right back in. Lecky hard on the forecheck, causing them to turn it over once again. The pressure mounting from the Surge. They are looking for the equalizer as the puck gets jammed up against the wall. Ref urging them to move it. As the puck will come out now. Vickers rims it around. This time it will go the length of the ice for icing. A Lindsay Surge pouring it on in the offensive zone. Aggressive once again on the forecheck against the Lynx. Causing lots of trouble in the zone. Here they come again. Brown gets a stick on that, but up top for Gibbs. Her shot doesn't make it to the net as it's turned aside by Vickers. Robertson, her shot again hits a shin pad in front and deflects out wide. Angioni will now not get it out as again it's heavy sticks by the Surge, keeping plays alive in the offensive zone. And it'll be another icing call against the Lynx. Some tired players on the Lynx side still caught out here on the ice. It's been a long shift for Vickers, for Angioni, for McNeil. Now the Surge are saying Angioni was on the ice, so she'll have to come back out. So they'll converge and talk it over. Surge won't win that. And they'll dodge a bullet as McEachran will skate it out. Stops up, tries to cut to the middle, but her progress is impeded. And now Poirier has her stick lifted, and it's thrown back in deep. Now Cremo doing a bit of her own aggressive forechecking in the Surge zone. Trying to cause some turnovers, but Eisner will skate it out. Eisner drops for Poirier. Shot tips high up over the net. McEachran, she'll get it out. Perouche, 1-on-2. So she'll flick that in behind the goal. Nedelku rims it back around, and McCormick is there to pick it up, but again, watched closely by Layla Austin. And Austin will cause that to end up on the stick of Vickers, and she'll promptly throw it right back into Surge territory. Lawand out front. Vickers, her shot doesn't make it through. Puck still loose. And Landry picks it up down low for Lawand. Landry throws it out front, but LeBlanc gets the paddle down, taking away the passing lane. Joseph. Over for Tran. Her shot. Power Quick, big rebound out front. It ends up back on the stick of Tran. Turns and fires just wide. Mitchell looks at her options, throws it down on the boards for Lecky. Up top, Mitchell gets there to keep it in. Over for Tran. Lecky now throws that out front and just hops over the stick there in front. And Lawan will do enough to get it out of the zone. Under 10 to go here. And here come the surge once again. Into the skates of McGinnis. And she'll poke it ahead. But Landry will peel off and they'll start a change. Too many men on the ice. The Surge get caught. 6 players on the ice for the Surge. The referees pick it up. And the Cape Breton Lynx get an opportunity here. Their first power play of the game coming late in the third period. With an opportunity here to get some insurance. However, it was the Lynx. The go-ahead goal was scored shorthanded. Surge trying to repay the favor here on this one as Gabriel is watched very closely there by Vautour. And now Angioni enters the zone. Stops up, has some time. Leaves it for Gabriel, who will get to the middle of the ice. Tries to put it through a couple of white shirts, and the Surge will pick it up and send it the length of the ice. Lynx will try again, and here's Landry. Through the neutral zone, over the blue line, and she'll cut to the middle of the ice. Landry, her shot. That's stopped by LeBlanc. Good rush there by Ava Landry as the Surge will pick it up, and they're able to get it out of the zone. A minute left here in the power play. Angioni. Now the Lynx will get caught with 6 players on the ice. And just like that, too many men on the ice for the Lynx. Will negate the power play, and we will play 4-on-4 hockey for a minute. Along the wall, and puck will come free, and Lawan will just feather it or out into the neutral zone. Vickers can't hit Lawan. Austin over for Lawan. Drops it back for Austin. She works her way down the wall in behind the goal. Layla Austin peels off, feeds McGinnis. Her shot hits a shin pad on the way to goal, but it's on the stick of McEachern. In behind, here's Mitchell. Feeds it ahead for Robertson, who chips it by McGinnis. Now Robertson gets a step. Robertson's shot. Power of the save. Surge penalty over. They'll go on the 1-minute power play right now, are the Surge. But the Lynx will gather it up and send it the length of the ice. Tran not wanting to waste any time. She'll start the breakout. Head for Lecky. Drops it back. And now the Lynx will once again clear it out of the zone. Joseph. Good stick by Gabriel, breaks that play up. Now feeds it ahead for Cremo, but Gabriel following up the play. 10 seconds to go here on the Surge power play. Rylan Gabriel picks it up, throws it in the corner. Cremo tries to get there first. That will do it. Now Perouche. Her shot gets blocked. Penalty over. Teams back to even strength. As we are down to 5 minutes to play here in the third period. Cuts back across. Rosong jumps up into the play. Kicks it down low. Vickers reverses course. McLean now has a bit of time and space. Plays it ahead. Rosong knocks that down and ahead for Joseph. Over for Robertson. Bang, bang play. Power keeps that out. Rosong. She'll turn and fire. That's off a shin pad into the corner. Eisner. For Rosong. Her shot goes wide. Austin chips it back across for McGinnis. She'll feather it up, but Rosong is there to knock it down at the red line. Surge looking for the equalizer. In behind the goal goes Mitchell. Landry throws it right back in. Rosong steps out from behind her goal. And Mitchell will feed it ahead to Eisner. 1-on-2. Eisner breaks through. Still in behind the goal. Thrown out front. Not able to make it there. Eisner with it once again. Thrown out front once more. The Lynx are able to break that play up. Good stick right there by Gabriel. Gets it out. Now McEachran. Rims it around. Brown tries to get there, but it's picked up by Vautour. Good read by McGinnis. Breaks up the cross-ice pass. Vickers glassing in. Coming up to 3 minutes to go here in the third period. Lynx clinging to a 1-goal lead. Surge looking for the equalizer. Rosong up from McCormick. She'll get it in. Vickers will spin back to pick it up. Circles behind her goal. Weaves through the neutral zone. Shot on goal. LeBlanc kicks that aside. Lawand knocks it down at the blue line, but the Surge pick it up once again. Thrown across. Cut into the middle of the ice. Here's Robertson's shot. Power finds that and will hold on. Timeout being called by the Surge. 2:23 to go. .23 to go. The Lindsay Surge have called their timeout as they are looking for the equalizer. Trailing in the series 2-1, trailing in the game 2-1. With 2:23 to go. The Lindsay Surge looking for an answer. Cape Breton Lynx looking to move on. Rebecca LeBlanc will head back to the goal. We'll keep an eye on her. Actually, no, reversing course. LeBlanc is out. Net empty for the Surge. Lynx try to get it out of the zone. Puck battle along the boards. Now they'll get it out. Surge have the touch up. Austin back for Gabriel. Over for Landry, and she'll just soft chip it into the neutral zone. Under 2 to play. Robertson. Puck still alive. That one hits off Gabriel's glove and goes in behind the goal. Gabriel and Robertson collide in behind the goal. Lawand ahead for Landry. Ava Landry with a break. Landry with the wide open net. She misses just wide, but gets the red line, so no icing. Eisner skates it out now. Ellie Eisner over the line. She fans on the shot, still with it. Now Power will jump on top of that. Furious action here in this one. Ava Landry with a golden opportunity with the wide open cage. Avery McNeil loses the draw. Now the Lynx will once again punch it out into the neutral zone. A quick up by the Surge as they're looking to gain the offensive line. McEachern has it knocked off her stick. Still on it now. Rosong up ahead for Robertson. That play broken up by McEachern. Now Eisner steps around Vickers. Gets it into the zone. Tries to cut to the middle of the ice. Under a minute to play here in the third period. McCormick cuts out front. Eisner trying to stuff it in. She's got it now back in the corner. Up top. Shot just wide. Surge pressing hard here, looking for the equalizer. Throw it out front. Power finds that puck, covers up. 21 seconds to play. Furious action in front of Ellie Power as the press is coming from the Lindsay Surge. Tense times for the Surge fans here in Member 2. Big face-off coming up here. Draw one over to the half wall. We've seen this a lot the last 2 games. They're just trying to pin it up against the boards to kill the clock. The refs have seen enough. They'll blow it dead. 10 seconds to go here in the third. Lynx can feel it on the bench, but here's one last chance for the Surge. That shot, Power drops that puck. 4 seconds now. Eisner's shot up top, gets through. Game over. The Cape Breton Lynx, the underdog in the series, go down to the Surge, take 2 of 2 away. The Surge come back, winning yesterday by a score of 2-0, getting back into this series. But the Cape Breton Lynx regrouped last night, come to the rink here today. Put in a solid effort all around, top to bottom. And it's a short-handed goal from Mary McLean late in the second period that proves to be your game winner and series clinching goal, as we have been treated to some outstanding hockey these past 2 games, these past 4 games between these 2 teams. What an effort on both sides. The Kate Breton Lynx move on as they will eliminate the Lindsay Surge in a series victory, winning the series 3-1. We thank you for tuning in to this High Button broadcast, and we hope you'll continue to follow us all the way through till a champion is crowned. Thank you and have a great day.